I now call the Iberia Parish Council meeting to order. It is February 26, 2025. The time is 6:03. We'll have the prayer by Councilman Chad Marchand and the pledge by Councilman Tommy Pollard. Councilman Marchand.
Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Mr. Pollard.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Tommy Pollard.
Here.
Michael Landry.
Here.
Marcus Broussard.
Here.
Lloyd Brown.
Here.
Warren Gashison.
Here.
Natalie Broussard.
Here.
Dustin Swear.
Here.
James Trahan.
Here.
Scott Montague.
Here.
Brock Pellerin.
Here.
Brian Napier.
Here.
Lady Fontenette Brown. Cameron Crapel.
Here.
Chad Macharan.
Here. All right, we have 13 members in the quorum. Do we have any council member announcements? Mr. Pellerin, Brock Pellerin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I got a few. I'd like to start off, I'm not going to say too much about it because I'm sure Larry's going to say a bunch about it. Yesterday I had the opportunity to visit the port. Cajun Industries is coming to the port. A lot of jobs coming in. Came in, was there, James was there, Larry was there also. I'm sure Larry's going to touch on this in his parish president announcement. I want to let everybody know this Sunday at 1 p.m. in our community of Grand Marais, they'll have their Mardi Gras, their annual Mardi Gras parade. Y'all come out and support the community of Grand Marais. The roads are closed at 12, starting at 12. They'll open back up at 4 p.m. With that being said, I'd like to give a little shout out to Public Works, Gene, Matt, Randy. These guys do a phenomenal job. We had some holes in that Grand Marais area. I wanted to try to get patched before the parade, and them guys stepped up and got it done for us. You know, with the little bit of work, a little bit of help they got over there, they really hold their ground, and they're getting a lot done for the parish. So just good job, fellas. Keep it up. Thank y'all.
All right, go back, Councilman Pellerin.
Oh, you're back.
All right, next we have Councilman Michael Landry.
Yes, last week, Blake Miguez, our Homeland Security Supervisor, and myself went to West Monroe. Brandon, I'm sorry. Brandon, we went to West Monroe to check out the facilities in case we have to evacuate this parish. People up there are very receptive, very good. They got everything in order, so they just waiting on us. So I'm gonna have a meeting with him and Larry, I think later on, and we're gonna develop a plan how to get people out of here if we have to. That's all.
Okay, yield back, Mr. Landry. All right, seeing no other council member announcements, we'll go on to parish president announcements.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I'm gonna start off with litter abatement. Litter abatement took place on Saturday, February the 22nd. A total of 6 people participated from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12 noon. They picked up 80 bags of trash. And of course, you know, when we say 80 bags, that's everything else that's come along with it, your tires and the whole 9 yards. And that took place on South College, Lewis Street, and also Port Road. From February the 19th through February the 25th, Public Works Department completed several tasks, which included debris pickup, road patching, slash busting, and other work, as you can see detailed on that screen, along with the districts that that work took place in. Yesterday, Iberia Parish welcomed Cajun Industries, LLC, to the Port of Iberia, making a major milestone for that particular location. This is 61 acres that Cajun have actually leased from Iberia Parish, from the Port of Iberia. The project is going to boost industrial growth, job creation, going to benefit the port, and of course the access that you have from the port is what making it so attractive. This is a big deal for Iberia Parish. I want to say congratulations to the Port Director Craig Romero, to the Port Commissioners, and also to Cajun Industries for making this a reality. This is a big deal for Iberia Parish, some 600 new jobs, and as you know, when you started getting these new jobs, everything else stems along from that, along with the pay and the housing and the stores and everything else that come along when you have that amount of people coming into an area. So that's a big deal, another big project for Iberia Parish. The new water plant at the Acadiana Regional Airport, the first solar site is nearing completion. This is a $17.8 million project. The plant will produce 2 million gallons of water per day. Construction is about 90% completed, and we expect to be operational next week. This is another big milestone. As you can see, this is just about done where you sit. Iberia Parish government is hosting a blood drive on Wednesday, March the 12th from 12 noon until 4 p.m. In the Blood Mobile. It's going to be located at 4018 East Old Spanish Trail. That's the Public Works facility. Again, that's going to be March the 12th from 12 noon to 4 o'clock, a blood drive at the Public Works facility, 4018 East Old Spanish Trail. That's your chance to make a difference to help save lives in our community. Iberia Parish government is currently hiring for several positions, as you can see. Hopefully it's coming soon. For more information about these positions and how to apply, just go on our website. We're looking for a purchasing agent. We're looking for Generette museum attendee. We have several positions, as you see right here. Just go to www.iberiaparishgovernment.com, and if this job fits you, we certainly want you working for Iberia Parish. We've got a lot of growth going on here, and we're trying to just take care of it. And as normal, what I say at every meeting, when you take a look at the website, this is more or less for people that's watching this. If there's anything that you feel is not on that website that you would like to see on the website, just contact us here at Iberia Parish Government, 365-8246, and ask to speak to Jill Morgan, and we can actually do whatever we need to do to add it to the website. We want it to be a friendly, usable website, and that's what it is. So we just want to pay attention to what's going on in this parish and keep this parish moving forward. And with that said, Mr. Chairman, I think I'm done, unless you have any questions.
Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that Councilwoman Lady Brown's in attendance with us. Do we have any? Either one. So we have any questions for the parish president? I see we have one by Councilman Tommy Pollard. Mr.
Yes.
Pollard?
Larry, it's not what you're talking about, but we're having a major problem in town. I'm getting a lot of phone calls about tires. I mean, there's a solution, what we can
Yeah,
do.
I can talk a little bit about that. I'm actually the chairman for the Environmental and Solid Waste Committee for the Louisiana Police Bureau Association, and we have been meeting with Madam Secretary for DEQ. We're having a problem all over the state of Louisiana with tires. We collected a while back at our Public Works facility a lot of tires. And DEQ came and picked them up, and they doing something with it. I can't get into what's going on, but there is a problem with tires. And they are working to figure it out, and they're gonna figure it out. But I really can't get into a whole bunch more from there. But it's not just the city you're saying in town, so I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it's the district that I
all
represent
over-
in.
It's all over the parish, it's all in Cane Hills, and it's a bunch of tires. It's not like they're dropping 5 tires down at a time. They're dropping trailer loads. I've actually seen trailers pass in front of my house with used tires. And to be frank with you, one trailer I was following into Iberia Parish, I just followed him and turned in the license plate number to DEQ because it is a problem and it needs to be addressed.
Right.
So, but they're working on it. That's about as much as I can give you with that one.
All right, thank you.
Councilman Pollard?
Thank you.
You back?
And you back.
All right. Next question we have by Councilman Warren Goshenson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. President, at this time, I do have a question. I've gotten 2 phone calls over the last couple of weeks. Is it still the administration's plan to have the 2 solid waste collection dates this year? Or y'all
Absolutely.
Okay, so
We're gonna do 2.
y'all are planning one for?
Household waste?
Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, because there are some people who are asking that do have tires.
We may do it the very first of May. April is too busy.
We're gonna do it, we're gonna try to do it the very first of May. April, we have a little bit too much going on.
And then, of course, around the October time, we'll have to
October,
follow up on
yes,
this.
sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you back, Mr. Chairman?
All right, thank you, sir. Next, we have Councilman Scott Ronson.
Just to follow up the tires, if, whenever you find out what DEQ's out plan is, please let me know. Because y'all just talking about this right now. We got to work last Monday, and there was 24 tires in the dumpster. So these people have no care whatsoever. They passed up 40 cameras probably, and they just, all right, I'm putting them in a dumpster. I thought we were having a tire sale for a little while.
Well, it's
wasn't
something,
good.
I can tell you this, Madam Secretary is, she's very serious on it. She's on it. This actually started, with the previous Secretary of DEQ, but it's on steroids right now. It's on a whole different level.
No,
It's,
yeah.
they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, just let us know. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Ronson, you is back. Seeing no other questions for the parish president, I need a motion to open up public comments. I have a motion by Marcus Broussard, a second by Tommy Pollitt. Please vote to go into public comments. Vote your machines. Mr. Brown,
Oh, I thought I
vote
would.
your machine, sir.
Thought I did.
No, sir.
Oh, I see what happened. I see Lady Fontenay.
Still nothing, Mr. Brown.
No. Let me see
Her,
about it coming.
her name
Yeah.
is on
No,
there?
I see Lady Fontenay on mine. Lady Fontenay Brown.
That happened again.
Yeah, and then she came in late.
The sisters got switched somehow when they had done something, and his ladies were showing up at him.
They got switched.
I have no idea why it's doing that. I have no idea either. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, there you
Okay,
go.
now I'll do something.
Now you Lord, Ron?
Okay.
Got it?
All right, we're now in, motion carries. We are now in the public comments. Item number 1, Madam Clerk.
Comments from the general public on agenda items.
Okay, seeing and hearing none. Item number 2, Madam Clerk.
Persons being considered for appointment to parish boards, commissions, to address the council.
All right, we do have a few. First one we have, applying for Planning and Zoning Board, Mr. Garrett Landry. Can you step up to the mic, please, Mr. Landry? Please state your name and address for the record, sir.
Jared Landry, 4207 Patterville Road, Generette. I just come in front of y'all this evening to reapply for planning and zoning on the seat I have right now. I've been on it a year, replaced another board member, and I'm just here to reapply.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Landry?
Thank you for applying.
All right. Seeing none, thank you, sir, for wanting to serve. Next up, we have Miss Catherine Courts. She's applying for the library board. Miss- Yes, ma'am. Can you step up, please, and state your name and address for the record?
Good evening, Council. I'm Catherine Court, and I was here to seek my reappointment to the Iberia Parish Library Board. I'm very passionate and caring about our libraries in Iberia Parish, and I feel that the libraries are very important to our community and our parish for growth, for education, for culture, for informing people, that people can pursue their education from the library, that people can receive news. Many people do not have the internet. They go there to use the internet, get help with the internet, or get help with mobile devices, whatever, a tablet or whatever. There's also the home work, Louisiana homework, which helps many children that need help with homework and have no way to get it. There's also the we offer where you can learn 70 different foreign languages. We have the Friggle, where you can stream live music. You can take small engine repair, auto source repair. Blue Career, you can access training materials to over 100 skilled trade specialists, which we're educating people to go out into the workforce of Iberia Parish, and in Iberia Parish and into the state of Louisiana. Gale Business is interpretership to help teach people how to start your own business, to bring new businesses by people who live in Iberia Parish that want to own businesses and show them how to do it. Excel Adult High School. Some people do not have the ability or whatever, do not graduate, and they need extra help to pursue their high school education. Because without a high school education, we all know we cannot go anywhere. And we have to keep going to keep going. And then we also have science flick, where you can learn science and technology, which are very important in today's world and living in today's world. True Flick is science and social studies instruction, which can help many people, young and old, as well as school children, high school students, and college students. The Gale Legal Farms, Louisiana, many people need legal farms, do not know where to go. They can go there and run copies of legal farms. Sometimes we sponsor Louisiana lawyers in the library to give programs to help people and show, explain things that are going on in the legal community to everyone. Genealogy, a lot of people have an interest in ancestry and genealogy, and you can access ancestry from the library. As well as you can access our computers and a lot of our programs from the parking lot of the library, which we allow people to do. And we also have cloud library where you don't even need to go. You can check out books online. So I really think that they're very important to making Iberia Parish, making Iberia Parish great, as well as helping Iberia Parish grow. And this is what we all want, is Iberia Parish to grow and become a better thriving community for all citizens. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Ma'am, we do have a question by Mr. Councilman Napier.
Not a question, just a statement. Miss Kitty, if anybody ever calls me wanting to know anything about the library, I'm telling you, you are Mrs. Library. So thank you for your service to the library and for wanting to serve. Thank you, Miss Kitty.
Thank you for your service, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just for point of order, Mr. Chairman, I believe Mr. Napier's termed out, just for point of order.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get a vote. I can't run no more, Miss Kitty.
You yield back, Councilman Napier?
I yield back.
All right. Seeing no other questions, we have, the next up is Mr. Paul Jordan, who is applying for Regional Planning and Zoning Board. Mr. Jordan, please state your name and address for the record, sir.
Paul Jordan. I'm at 2 Oak Place in Iberia. And I'm putting my hat in the ring for the Regional Planning Commission. I got 10 plus years of experience dealing on the other side with planning commissions across the Gulf South. So I think I can add some perspective, to that commission. And that's really all I got, guys. Thank you all.
Any questions for Mr. Jordan? Seeing none. Thank you for wanting to serve, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you all. Yeah, good evening.
All right. Next up, we have Mr. Jonathan Norris, who is applying for Spanish Lake Commission. Mr. Norris, please state your name and address for the record, sir.
Good evening. My name's Jonathan Norris. I live at 10 Shadows Bend, New Iberia. I'm applying for Spanish Lake Game and Fish Preserve Commission. Have family property, borders the lake. Grew up there as a kid. My kids spend a lot of time out there, so certainly have a vested interest in the well-being of the lake. With that, I guess I appreciate y'all consideration. Thank you.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Norris? Seeing none. Thank you, Mr. Norris. Be willing to serve. Next, we have Mr. Andrew Dumasil, who is running for Sugar Arena Board. Can you state your name and address, sir?
Andrew Dinsdale, 1907 Crochet Road. My time is up. I'm rerunning again. If y'all have any questions. Yep.
All right. Any questions? Thank you, sir, for wanting to serve. Thank you. All right. Next, we have Mr. Gil Romano, who is applying for boards and commissions. I think it's for planning and zoning.
Yeah, that's correct. Gil Romano, 6509 East Old Spanish Trail, Degenerate, Louisiana. Hey, Larry. Just quick about me, because I am not from here, and I'm sure I will get accent questions on where my accent is from. I am from New York. I chose New Iberia, or I chose Jeanerette, I guess, per se. Currently, I work for Metal Shark as one of our vice presidents. I've been there for 15 years, helped us grow from a 20-person, $20 million company to a 600-person, $130 million company in the last 15 years. We've got a vested interest in Iberia Parish. I mean, obviously, we grew up here. The Grablaw family grew up here. We want to stay here. We are working with LED to bring local, state, and federal funding into the regional airport to help develop an advanced technology park. So that's some of my business interest, not hiding it, in getting on this commission. As far as myself, I want to help. I chose this area for my family, my 2 kids, my wife. I believe there's a lot of potential in Iberia Parish, and I want to help stem the flow of people that are moving from here to Youngsville, Broussard, Lafayette. I think I was probably one of a very few that were moving south while everyone else was going north. Some other credentials: I sit on a bunch of boards, UL Mechanical Engineering, UNO's School of Naval Architecture, Marine Engineering. I'm a naval architect by trade, if you ask, as a ship designer, boat designer. So I also sit on Webb Institute, which is a school in New York that strictly deals in naval architecture. I sit on their board as well as the treasurer of my professional society, Society of Naval Architects and Marine Engineers. So I'm one of 2 officers from my international professional society. And Miss Kitty is my neighbor. She taught me more about my 250-year-old home than I could figure out in 2 years. So special thanks to Miss Kitty and for everyone else for listening to my gibberish. So thank you.
All right, I have one question from Councilman Brian Napier.
Not a question. Well, I guess maybe so. With all that being said, why you want to sit on planning and zoning?
It's a way that I think I can help drive some of the decision making that's coming to the area and what can go where, right? And
so you ever heard the thing about overqualified? You are actually overqualified.
Yeah,
And I'm not
it's,
saying that in a bad way, because you got a very good resume.
No, it's what's the statement? Light travels faster than sound. That's why people often appear smarter than they look. I'll leave that there.
Thank you for. Well, let me ask you this: if not planning and zoning, are you interested in other boards that might come up?
Yeah, in the future, sure. Of
Very
course.
good.
So
Thank
anywhere
you.
I can help.
Mr. Napier?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Mr.
I have
Chairman.
a question, another question. Councilman Marcus Broussard has a question for you.
Just, it ain't often we have more than one person applying for a board position. Tonight we have 3, and we have, 3 more in another one. If this, and Napier kind of stole my thunder, if this, whoever it is, no, it's okay, it's all good. If anyone doesn't get on tonight for any reason, please reapply for something else. There's other ways to help. Unfortunately, there's either 1 or 2 positions or whatever, but again, I'm just glad to see the applications coming in and the quality coming in overall. So we'll find something else for whoever doesn't make it tonight. Thank you.
You're back. We have a question from Councilman Brock Pellerin.
No, I just got a comment for Brian. Brian, you talking about other seats and everything. Isn't yours coming up? No, I'm just saying, isn't yours coming up in a couple of years?
My seat on
Yeah.
council?
Yeah, he's in your district.
You gotta get people to vote for you.
He's in your district.
More than 14. Yeah, you are in my district.
That's all right.
Yeah. So it's Miss Kitty.
That's it.
I know.
That's a hint for a 3-year.
Yeah. Caught that.
All right.
All right, thank you, sir, for wanting
Thank
to
you.
serve. Appreciate you. All right, I need a motion now to go back into regular session. I have a motion by Councilman Warren Goshenson, a second by Marcus Broussard. Please vote your machines to go into regular session. We are now in regular session. That motion carries. First up, we have community events and public service announcements. There's none. Reports of finance and administration action. There's none. Reports, parish or other governmental agencies, none. Public work reports, none. Special business, none. Consent agenda items for public hearing and adoption. We have the minutes from the regular meeting of February 19th, 2025. I need a motion to open consent. I have a motion by Mr. Gashassan, second by Mr. Pollard. Please vote your machines to accept the minutes. And those minutes are now accepted. Motion carries. Ordinance introduced for public hearing and adoption. Summary number 5356, introduced by zoning commission. Madam Clerk.
An ordinance granting a variance for a flag lot belonging to Angela Hedge and William Hedge located at 2916 Romero Road in District 14 to subdivide 3.176 acres into 2 lots, subject to compliance with zoning commission staff report ZC 2024-0008, all as reviewed and recommended by the Iberia Parish Regional Planning Commission.
All right, I have a motion by Councilman Chad Marchand and a second by Councilman Warren Gashassan. Mr. Marchand?
I think we discussed this one in, committee and everything's up to par on it. Matt, we good with, everything? I'll wait.
All right.
I'll wait.
Just one, okay.
We back, Mr. Councilman Warren Gashassan.
Waive, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Gashassan waves. All right, seeing no other conversation, please vote your machines. Mr. Brown? All right, that motion carries. Next, we have resolution introduced for public hearing and adoption. Summary number 27, introduced by Clerk of the Council. Madam Clerk.
A resolution appointing 1 member to the Acadiana Fairgrounds Commission for a 5-year term to fill a vacancy created by, expiration of term for Mr. Andrew Dumnesil, whose term expires June 2nd, 2025. Applications of interest on file, Mr. Andrew Dumnesil.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Lloyd Brown, a second by Councilman Brock Pellerin. Mr. Brown?
He's,
Wave.
I wait.
All right, Mr. Pellerin? Wave. Mr. Pellerin waves. Please vote your machines. All right, that motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Dumasil. Next, we have summary number 28, introduced by Clerk of the Council. Madam Clerk.
A resolution appointing 1 member to the Iberia Parish Communications District Commission Board, representing New Iberia Police Department for a 4-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term of Captain Leland Lester, whose term expired May 28th, 2025. Applications of interest on file, Captain Leland Lester.
All right, I have a motion by Michael Landry, a second by Brock Pellerin. Mr. Landry?
Waive.
Mr. Landry waves. Mr. Pellerin? Mr. Pellerin waves. Seeing no other. Can you vote your machines, please? Mr. Napier? And that motion carries. Congratulations, Captain Leland Lasseter. Summary number 29, introduced by Clerk of the Council.
A resolution appointing 1 member to the Iberia Parish Regional Planning Commission for a 5-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term for Mr. Jarrett Landry, whose term will expire on June 26, 2025. Applications on file, Mr. Jarrett Landry, Mr. Gilbert Romano, and Mr. Paul Jordan.
Yeah, you stand for that motion.
I need a motion to open up the summary. I have a motion by Mr. Napier, a second by Mr. Swear. Mr. Napier?
I'll wait.
Mr. Swear?
I'll wait.
Mr. Swear waves. Please vote on your pads.
There's been some questions about that. Usually what they told us it was a pass-through, but
What we got?
he's still part of the board and commission, according to our ordinance.
Who's your hairdresser? Who's your hairdresser? I wanna go. Yes, I wish I could do all those things with my hair. I can't?
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't believe that.
We're boring.
All right, everyone. District 1, Jordan. District 2, Landry. District 3, Jordan. District 4, Landry. District 5, Landry. District 6, Landry. District 7, Landry. District 8, Jordan. District 9, Landry. District 10, Landry. District 11, Landry. District 12, Romano. District 13, Landry. District 14, Landry.
I have, 10 votes for Landry, 1 vote for Romano, and 3 votes for Jordan.
So it's 10 for Landry. And how many?
3 for Jordan.
3 for Jordan.
3 for Jordan
And
and
2 for
1 for
Romano.
Romano.
So, yeah, Mr. Landry, congratulations, sir. Right. Right. Next, we on to summary number 30, introduced by Clerk of the Council. Madam Clerk.
A resolution acknowledging 1 member to the Iberia Parish Regional Planning Commission representing the Village of Laurelville for a 5-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term of Mr. Hubert Landry, whose term will expire on June 26, 2025. Applications on file, Mr. Hubert Landry.
I have a motion by Mr. Napier, a second by Mr. Swear. Mr. Napier? Mr. Napier waves, Mr. Swear?
Wave.
Mr. Swear waves. Mr. Rock Pellerin?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Hubert is nominated by the Village of Laurelville, and I know there's always a discussion about these type of nominations. You know, we require them to come in front of us, but they're nominated by the mayor of Laurelville, and I think we got one from Delcom too. So I don't know if we want to ask Ian about this, or we're going to require him to come in front of us, or.
Yeah, so my position has been that if you're acknowledging an appointment by another body because either state law or your own ordinance says that the other body appoints the person, that you shouldn't delay them actually serving by requiring them to come. I would say that it would be a welcome sign of respect if they came, which I could see how that would rub some of you the wrong way. But just strictly going off the laws of the state and the ordinances that we have, whenever it says acknowledging, my recommendation is to approve it without necessarily forcing the person to come, even though they should want to come. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you back?
So, Mr. Pellerin, you is back. Mr. Ronsonet is recognized.
Member of the board, he shows up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, as it is, it's hard enough to find people, so
Oh, yeah.
I say we push this one through. Thank you.
Next, we have Council Lady Natalie Broussard.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the idea of Mr. Landry continuing to serve. I just don't know that we can acknowledge the appointment if he doesn't go before Laurelville until May 12th. I think it says he doesn't go, they don't formally approve until May 12th.
That's correct. I had, my clerk call, the Village of Laurelville today to find out if he had gone before, the village. And, we were able to determine that he does not go, for formal approval until May 12th.
So I think we have to wait until the Village of Laurelville actually submits him for us to acknowledge their appointment.
I agree. I wasn't aware of that, that he hadn't been appointed this year. again. I'll reach out to the city attorney for Lorville and see if they can maybe put something together quicker, because I know that we have attendance.
This term does not expire until June. So our clerks are like Johnny on this spot, taking care of business ahead of time. So I want to congratulate them on that, but I think we have to put this off until after May 12th.
Yeah, if we well, then we should defer it.
Till after May 12th.
Correct.
So I'll move to defer till after May 12th.
Okay. We'll have one more, a couple more.
Okay.
Well, that's it.
Next, we have Councilman Warren Gossison.
I'm not against acknowledging the one member, but you spoke earlier about the state law, but this statute was written by us, right? I mean, it was wasn't created by a state act, was it?
Different boards have different
Right.
origins. This one is one that you guys created. So in your ordinance, it says Iberia, Lorville, Generette, get to.
Each of a representation, and I get it.
Correct.
And again, I agree with what Brock said. I mean, we finally starting to get a good pool of people that's wanting to come in to serve. And I mean, look, I agree with Natalie too. I mean, why not pass it tonight, contingent on them accepting it, instead of having to come back? I mean, I'm sure Hubert will be the pick again. It's up to y'all. I mean,
We're acknowledging their appointment, though. That's what we're doing. So how can we acknowledge something that hasn't happened yet?
No, I get it, but again, at the end of the day, we can still do a contingency based on if they reappoint him. And if they don't reappoint him, then it still comes back to us. But if y'all, I mean, if you want to table, I'm fine with it. Just, again, just getting the motion and act, I'm good with it.
Yield back, Mr.
Yeah,
Gossison.
thank you.
All right. All right.
Joe want to do.
No other discussion, so you want to make a motion, Ms.
I want to
Rousseau?
defer to the second meeting of May. I don't think that we can acknowledge something that has not happened yet, contingent upon it happening. So I think we have to wait till after it happens to acknowledge it.
Okay, we'll have that. I need a second. I have a second by Marcus Broussard. So can we vote our machines for deferment to the, what is it, May?
The second meeting in May.
Second meeting in May,
Is May 28th?
which would be May 28th. So we're deferring it to May 28th meeting. Please vote your machines for deferment. Okay, so she is
In voting?
absent in voting. All right, and that motion carries.
Oh,
Oh, Mr. Lloyd?
Mr. Lloyd?
this thing not, wait, look at it, jumping. Hold on.
Sorry.
Revote. Let's revote.
Okay, now. Work just now. You need it again?
Oh, there. It's all good.
It's
Mr.
work.
Chairman.
Right.
All right.
That motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, Councilwoman Brown had to leave. There's an emergency taking place in her district right now, so she
Okay.
just walked out.
Okay, let the record reflect that she be absent as well. Emergency.
I have to take out the attendance. Take out all the attendance.
All right, next we have,
Go ahead.
next we have summary number 31, introduced by Clerk of the Council. Madam Clerk.
A resolution appointing one member to the Iberia Parish Library Board of Control for a 5-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term of Ms. Catherine Courts, whose term expires on June 20th, 2025. Applications of interest on file from Ms. Catherine Courts.
All right, I have a motion by Councilman Brown, Lloyd Brown, and I have a second by Councilman Michael Landry. Councilman
waive.
Brown? Councilman Brown waives. Councilman Landry?
Waive.
Councilman Landry waives. Seeing no other discussion, please vote your machines.
What's wrong with this?
Okay. Okay.
All right. That motion carries. Congratulations, Ms. Courts.
Congratulations, Mr. Bo.
Got it.
Congratulations, Ms. Courts.
Congratulations.
Next, summary number 32, introduced by Clerk of the Council. Madam Clerk.
A resolution appointing one member to the Generate Veterans Memorial Building Advisory Board, number 2, for the remainder of a 5-year term to fill a vacancy created by an expired term whose term expires October 1st, 2027. Applications on file from Mr. Clarence Barido.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Brian Napier, a second by Councilman Marcus Broussard. Councilman Napier?
I know Mr. Clarence pretty good. I just want to make sure he did come, I think.
He did a while back.
Oh,
He
yeah.
filled out his
Yeah.
application.
Clarence is a good, very good guy for this. Hmm? Yeah, he came.
Yeah.
He was here, yeah.
He
He
didn't
was
say
here.
much, but he
Oh, yeah.
came.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He was here.
good guy, good guy.
All right.
That's right. That's all.
You yield back, Mr. Napier.
He and Mr. Cornell.
All right,
And
Con-
you-
Councilman Broussard?
Yeah, I was just curious, it expires in 2027. Are we, like, I don't get it, are we, he just, it's a 5-year term, it expires 2 years from now? Are we,
Is he
They had trouble
It
getting,
is a
Did I miss
partial-
something?
It's a partial term.
they had trouble getting
It's the
that. vote.
remainder of a 5-year term,
okay?
okay?
Ah, got you.
So
I'm
it
thinking he's
starts-
on it, it expires in 2 years, we're voting on him now 5 years, and he's already got, he just, I mean, we're 2 years.
They had
Okay.
trouble.
That we hadn't filled it.
They had trouble.
It still starts when he is appointed, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Now he just said everything.
Just off a little bit. All right, that's, yeah, hey, it's better to be ahead of the game than behind the game, right? All right, cool.
So you yield back, Mr. Broussard?
Yep.
All right, seeing no other discussion, please vote your machines. Mr. Brown?
And now,
All right, that motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Barido.
who's name?
Now on to summary number 33, introduced by Clerk of the Council. Madam Clerk?
A resolution appointing one member to the Generate Veterans Memorial Building Advisory Board, number 2, for a 5-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expiration of term for Mr. Cornell DeCluit Jr., whose term expired October 1st, 2024. Applications on file from Mr. Cornell DeCluit Jr.
All right, I have a motion by Councilman Napier. I need a second. I have a second by Councilman Ronson. Councilman Napier?
So, I know Mr. DeClute very well too. I'm not sure that he came. Refresh my memory.
They were both here.
They came together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you were right, yeah, okay, yeah. Good, another good guy from Generate.
You don't miss me.
Well, my Lady Brown's not
You yield
here.
back, Councilman Napier?
I do, thank you, sir.
All right, next we have Councilman Ronson.
No, wait, they were here. I remember you
wait.
asked them questions.
And he wanted to call, one of them wanted to call.
All right. Seeing no other discussion, please vote your machines. Mr. Gusherson. All right, that motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. DeClute. Next, we have summary number 34, introduced by Clerk of the Council. Madam Clerk?
A resolution appointing one member to the Spanish Lake Game and Fishing Preserve Commission, representing Iberia Parish for the remainder of a 4-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expired term, whose term expired December 31st, 2027. Applications on file from Mr. Jonathan Norris, Mr. Robert Jordan Jr., and Mr. Aaron Derwon.
All right, I need a motion. I have a motion by Councilman Brock Pellerin, second by Councilman Marcus Broussard. Councilman Pellerin?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. On this one, I don't think Mr. Jordan and Mr. Derwon came before us. I think the only one that came before us is Mr. Norris, so I don't think we need to take a vote on it if the other two didn't show up yet. We need to vote it up or down because,
Vote our machines.
yeah, because the other two didn't show up yet.
Exactly. Okay. All right, next we have Councilman Marcus Broussard.
Wave. That was,
Wave.
he was ahead of me.
All right. With that being said, please vote your machines on Mr. Jonathan Norris. Mr. Brown? On your machine, sir. And that motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Norris. Next, we have summary number 35, introduced by Clerk of the Council. Madam Clerk?
A resolution appointing one member to the Spanish Lake Game Fishing Preserve Commission, representing Iberia Parish for the remainder of a 4-year term to fill a vacancy created by the expired term, whose term expires December 31st, 2027. Applications on file from Mr. Jonathan Norris, Mr. Robert Jordan Jr., and Mr. Aaron Derwon.
All right, I have a motion by Councilman Marcus Broussard, a second by Councilman Brock Pellerin. Councilman Broussard?
Yeah, just mentioned earlier, Mr. Brock did, we don't have the other two fellas, they haven't come in front of us, so I guess move to defer
Okay.
to the next meeting.
We'll get with the second. Mr. Pellerin?
Yeah, I agree with Marcus. I actually spoke to Mr. Aaron Derwon, and I believe Mr. Robert Jordan was in the crowd last week, but didn't step up and speak. So I do believe we just need to defer this to the next meeting, and I think both of them will show up, or one of them will show up, so we can fill this. So yeah, I'm with Marcus. I'll second it to defer it to the next meeting.
All right. All right, you back, Mr. Pellerin?
Yeah,
All right, so, Mr. Tommy Pollard?
Get in touch with them or somebody in the, to let them know that they have to come next week, to our next meeting.
We will notify them, they were both notified, well, Mr. Robert Jordan, was notified, and my clerk spoke with him per telephone, and Mr. Allen Derwin was, a voicemail with them.
Mr. Jordan did call me today to let me know that he was coaching baseball, and the game got moved up, so he couldn't make it, so that's the reason why he's not here tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Next.
All right, so, can somebody make a motion to defer this?
They did.
Marcus, and second, okay. Can we vote to defer this to, going to the March 12th meeting? So vote your machines to defer to March 12th meeting. All right, that motion carries, is now deferred. Next, we have summary number 36, introduced by Parish President. Madam Clerk?
A resolution authorizing the renewal of A, group health insurance benefits with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, B, dental benefits with Guardian, and C, life insurance benefits with Dearborn Life, and each for the period beginning on April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2026.
Right, I have a motion by Councilman Scott Ronson, a second by Councilman Lloyd Brown. Councilman Ronson?
We discussed this in committee. It could have been a lot worse, I think. So I think we ought to hurry up and hit yes. Thank you.
All right, Councilman Ronson, you is back. Councilman Brown?
Wait.
Councilman Brown ways. Please vote your machines. And that motion carries. Next, we have summary number 37, introduced by Parish President. Madam Clerk?
A resolution authorizing the awarding of contracts for property and liability insurances with various agencies, all as recommended by the parish administration.
All right, we have a motion by Councilman Brock Pellerin, a second by Councilman Scott Ronson. Councilman Pellerin?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I see Mr. Dorsey's here. You have something to say?
Yes, sir. I was wanting to, David Dorsey, 4109 Sugar Oaks Road. I wanted all my recommendations on the coverages that we provided go back to the workers' comp with y'all on this. Because it seems that I feel that maybe some people might not be understanding. LUBA has been with Iberia Parish government since 2008 and has worked in a great partnership with the parish and timelessly with loss control. Stone Trust came in cheaper this year, but in all those years, they never came in lower. What could happen is they're going to come in and try to take a bite out of it, and then next year they're going to slam it, is my feelings. in the industry that I deal with. And also being a business owner, I've seen it happen also. In 2020, your premium was $224,000. Luba has worked to bring it down to $85,000, except for this renewal because we got some open claims. Okay? We got a 97% loss ratio just for this expiring year. So they only went up $3,000 from last year. They still absorbing the losses they open. But once they close these claims, that loss ratio of 97% could drop back down to, who's to say, 20%, and you get all your credits back. And so the loyalty that Luba has provided to the parish, I feel would be the best recommendation for the parish in a long-term relationship that they have established in working with the parish. And these, because Stone Trust hasn't. Otherwise, they'd have shown it with the numbers throughout the years. All of a sudden, they come in 1 year. I don't think it's fair.
So Mr. Darcy, if I'm correct, last meeting, it sounded like you was maybe leaning towards Stone, what is it?
Stone Trust?
Stone Trust.
No, I was
because-
doing my recommendations.
That's what I'm getting at, because we were gonna save $30,000 up front, but now I'm hearing that you thinking that we ought to stick with Luba and not save the 30 because of the loyalty and all this stuff. So am I correct in saying that?
You are correct, because come next year, we don't know what Stone Trust is gonna do. Luba's trying to close these claims out. If they close these claims out, it's gonna bring that loss ratio down, and they're gonna be able to offer the credits. You EMOD, you're already getting a 17% credit. So then they'll be able to offer the credits. Stone Trust, who's to say they come next year and they're not gonna be offering those any credits like they're offering right now, because they never offered them in any prior years.
And how many years prior have you tried to
Every year.
Every year.
Every year. I shop every carrier every year. And I give y'all the best. And that's what I provided, was the two top best. And in my opinion, I think Luba has stuck by the parish, and they have been loyal, and they're loss control. They know every department. They know everybody in every department. We got 2 claims open right now, and if they can close them and put those people back to work, then it's going to bring that loss ratio down, because what the loss ratio does is they're going to do the highest expected loss. What's the maximum on each person? Now, that's what brings it up. And say it might be 100, I'm just using even numbers. It might be 100,000 on one person. And it might close out at 15,000. Well, with that being said, that drops your loss ratio 85% on that one person. Where Stone Trust is just looking for the, let me just write the business. They're not looking for the loyalty.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I got a hard time with this one, because coming out of last meeting, it sounded like, we were gonna try to switch and save $30,000, but now it's sounding like we need to stick with them and spend the extra money because they were loyalty. I got a rough time with this one. I see Ms. Edie's up there. Ms. Edie, you got something to say?
Well, I also wanted to bring to your attention that we also get dividends from Luba, which Stone Trust does not offer dividends.
Yeah, I think Mr. Darcy
So-
stated that last week, and it was
Right.
like $5,000 a year.
So, but again, that's going to reduce that $30,000 difference. And we have been with Luba for quite some time. our relationship with the underwriters and the loss control is just excellent. I can't stress that enough. And I believe that taking into consideration that in 2020, our premium was at 240-some thousand, and we're currently, this past year, have been at 85,000. They have tried year after year to help us and develop that relationship, and they've come down, obviously, year after year. And this year, we've got a 97% loss ratio, and they're only going up $3,000. I think that speaks volumes for what they're trying. You know, they're building that relationship with us, and they're trying their very best to do that. I think we would be doing an injustice not to give it another year to see how it comes out.
Also, I would like to say, I mean, because of the loyalty that Luba has had to the parish, Stone Trust could come in next year and say, all right, we want 140,000. And then you try to go back to Luba, and Luba's gonna say, hey, man, y'all threw us under the bus after we've been loyal to you for this long, and we reduced your premium from this much every year, except for 1 year, and you only got a $3,000 increase. It's,
I yield back.
All right, Mr. Pellerin, he was back. Next, we have Councilman Scott Ronson.
I'll defer to the administration. Like, what do y'all recommend?
I knew it was coming from somebody. Iberia Parish have a very good working relationship with the company. We have a lot of risk management claims that you guys know that happens on a very, very regular basis. Hopefully that's going to stop in the future because of some of the things that we're currently doing. If I can give you an example, I own a business, and I tried that game one time because I thought I was paying too much for my business, that I was dealing with a company for about 14 years or so. So I switched. And because I saved a few $1,000s, I have a small business, but the next year they went up. So I went back to the company to try to see if I can get back with them, and they jammed me up. I ended up going back with them, of course, but it was, you know, it's a decision that you got to make. So you're talking in the neighborhood, I think that saving is $28,000. When you look at what we were doing a few years ago with that particular company, us, the parish council, we was at $200-something thousand a year. $224,000 a year. I guess y'all aware of the reason we have this 97%, what's going on with an employee right now. So for me, I would probably stick with what I got, to be honest with you, but that's me. You do what you, that's your vote. Whatever you tell me to do is what I'm gonna do. But, you know, you asked for an answer, I gave you one.
This is a tough
and you
one.
get the dividends.
But you also get dividends too, you gotta look at, so. Who is, what is this other company name? Stone?
The other one, Stone Trust.
Stone Trust. So I did Google yesterday, and I think that's what y'all should maybe do, Google that company if you get a minute right now and see what's up, so. But I gave you my answer, so. And I'm super conservative when it comes to these dollars. I don't want to spend $1 more than what we have to. But I am also being recorded, so I'm trying to say the right words.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from. So.
And I'm just doing what I'm asked
Yeah.
as a representative for the parish, and give you all the numbers of the best.
me
And
ask you.
I just,
Besides numbers, are we grandfathered in on anything that Luba can come back, say next year and say, well, you were grandfathered, now you're
No.
out? No? So, no, we're not locked in.
you're not locked in. But I just wonder if I wasn't doing my job correctly, then I wouldn't be showing you the numbers.
And I want to commend you on that. Thank you.
Do we have any further?
All right,
I'll defer. I'm done unless we got further discussion. But somebody's got to make a motion. here. Either way, we have to make a motion.
Yeah.
Yield back.
Yeah.
Next, we have
Oh,
Councilman
and by the way, I
Justin
don't know
Swear.
Luma either, whatever. I don't know Lumba either, so I don't know
So,
either of these companies.
David, number one, I appreciate you being transparent because, and Larry, I will agree with you on this one because after committee, yeah, it sounded great, this one-time saving. But then when you mentioned that we would lose the dividends, and so when I left the meeting, I thought about that. Well, what if the following year we have an increase by Stone Trust, we lose the dividends, and we're back at where we started?
Way up.
So, I mean.
And then
I
Luba
get it. You
could
say
come
it's a-
back
it's a-
and
It's
say,
a hard place because you're getting that $28,000 savings, but in the long run, we're gonna come out on the losing end. That's just my opinion.
and then they could come back next year and say
Right. I mean, I
$28,000
totally
more.
get it. I thought about it
And then
last meeting
Luba's
after
gonna be
committee.
like, okay, well, then maybe we should,
Yeah, I've gone, like he said, I've gone through it before with business, and it's just, it sounds great. They got you right there saying, oh, here's a $28,000 savings, but then,
exactly.
bam, following year, you back at where you
Exactly.
were before. So that's really all I have to say. Like I said, thank you for being transparent about it. I know the last meeting in committee, you were, hey, go with Stone Trust, go with Stone Trust. But now I'm glad you brought it up, you brought it to light, and I will agree with y'all on this one. So, thank you. That's it. I'll yield.
Councilman Swear, you is back. Next, we have Councilman Brian Napier.
Mr. Dorsey, yeah, this one is kind of weighing on me too. Look, in my business, I don't have as many employees as a city, but I've been with LWCC for a long time. They give dividends. Did you try them?
yes, sir.
And they were
Not
obviously
not even
with-
close.
no. So the thing that I'm a little disturbed about, last meeting, you didn't say, and I'm not critiquing you, but you did not say anything about Stone Trust like you're saying today. You know.
What
So
I did
Are
mention-
they a A-rated?
Yeah, the
insurance
A-minus
company?
rated,
And Luba,
A-minus rated,
both of them?
both of them.
Both of them.
And the quotes were apples to apples. It's just like I said, at last meeting, I can't guarantee what Stone Trust is gonna come at next year. But what I
But you
can,
don't know that they gonna, it seems like you're siding with Luba. Did you get any inclination that Stone Trust, they just trying to low bid to
I'm
get
seeing-
in, and then next year they gonna grab us by the ankles and,
I'm seeing that in the marketplace.
but
Be
you
honest
don't
with
know
you.
that. I mean,
I can't guarantee it, but I'm seeing it with them in the marketplace.
okay, I'm good, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Mr. Napier, you is back. Next, we have Councilman Michael Landry.
Just reading this resolution, do we have to go back and say we accepting Luba, or we taking whoever the administration is making a recommendation, if I'm reading this correctly, all as recommended by the parish administration. So I don't know if we gotta come back and say we taking Luba or Stonehenge. Can
Stone
a
Trust.
legal answer that?
Yeah,
Stone
I would make the decision now and just make an amendment that says either we're gonna renew with Luba or we're gonna, sign with Stonehenge.
Stone Trust. Well, if, I'd make the motion that we accept the parish, the administration recommendation, plus we wanna go with Luba.
Okay, we have one more.
Okay.
You yield back,
I'll
Mr.
hold it.
Landry?
Yeah.
Next, we have Councilman Warren Gustafson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dorsey, I do respect everything you do. You come in here, make recommendations, and help us out with these quotes. I just, we have liabilities that are still out there that could cost us in the long run, and Luba can come back and go and inflate what they have offering us this year. It's gonna be hard for me to leave $30,000 on the table, and I get it. Look, all of us sit here, we have our own property insured. You just ask yourself at the end of the day, it is a tough decision, but we don't know what insurance is gonna be like tomorrow. I mean, there could be a catastrophe at some point this year that could cost us all, because we're all in the same pool at some point, all right?
That is
I
correct.
just think, I get what the $5,000 a year average on the dividend profit sharing that we've gotten. It's just hard to turn when dollars are hard to come by as there are now.
Understood.
$30,000. And again, it could be devil's advocate I'm playing with, but at the end of the day, it could be with any insurance company. And again, this is not a no vote to anything you did. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for the comparisons you brought us. It's hard for me to leave $30,000 on the table.
Right, and as go back to what you were saying, the losses could elevate,
Absolutely.
and if they do, then Stone Trust could pull off all of those credits that they gave just to pick up the account, and then put debits on the account, and then you're trying to go back to Luba, and they're like, well, man, where we at?
Sure. Thank you, though. I commend you. I appreciate you.
Oh, no
Yield
problem.
back, Mr.
I yield
Gus.
back. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Next, we have Councilman Brock Pellerin.
Yeah, I just, again, I got, like Warren said, I got trouble with leaving this money on the table. Insurance is a gamble all the way across, year after year. It's not like we locked into this for 5 years. We do it every year. I understand they've been loyal to us, but, we gotta go back and explain to our constituents that, we spent $30,000 more than we should have on liability insurance. It's tough for me to spend that extra money just because this company's been loyal to us. And look, I know maybe next year the other company's gonna be higher or whatnot. To leave that money on the table, I'm with you, Warren. It's a tough decision.
Yield back, Mr. Pellerin. Next, we have Councilman Brian Napier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to echo what Warren said, that, I mean, you are the insurance guy. I'm not.
Right.
I'm listening to what you're saying, but everything you're saying is hypothetical. It's maybe, right? Maybe with Stone Trust, maybe with Luba. And the one thing he said was, with what we have going with Luba now, who's to say they're not gonna catch up with us next year, right?
And then we'll also have an opportunity next year to look at the alternatives.
Yeah. So.
But you'll have a dividend coming in.
But to me, that dividend is minute, because in my little business, I get way more than that with LWCC. With
Right.
what we have as a parish here, $5,000. Now, if they were coming back with 50,000, that would
Understood.
be different. That's just me, y'all. But I kind of agree with Warren and Brock. I have a hard time. The one thing I am hoping for is that any company you bring in here, because we don't know. You brought some. You went out and got the bids. I hope every one of those companies is a top-notch company, that whoever we would go with, don't bring us no.
I wouldn't bring
Cutthroat.
anything less than an A.
Good. Then you made my mind up for me. Thank you. I appreciate it, Mr. Darcy. I'm good, Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Napier yields back. Next, we have Councilman Michael Landry.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the administration's recommendation, but singling out Luba, that we want Luba. If we got to make a recommendation according to what we went through last week, and that's what I'm hearing legal saying we should do it.
Yeah, I think you should specifically address this in the resolution with an amendment, either for Luba or Stone Trust.
Yeah, you're not saying Luba, you're just saying we should do one of them.
One of them.
Correct.
So I
So
say
if
it
one-
Luba. I say it Luba if you don't get a second, however you want to do it.
You get a second from me, but I think he said
You finished, Mr. Landry?
Yes.
We have Mr. Marcus Broussard.
Yeah, I'm not seconding your motion, but Ms. Edie got up there and said that she's part of the administration, so she gets up there and says it's Luba, then we're basically just following the recommendations of the parish. So why would we need a an amendment.
Because of the text of the resolution, it doesn't list the provider, but it does list an amount next to the,
Then all of the insurance companies have to be approved in the same manner, right? All the other.
all of the other insurance is not changing. It was all included in the council packet. This is just so that
Mike,
we just the
I'm
decision.
not trying to be stickler. I'm just saying Ms. Edie said Luba's the right way to go, that she's part of the administration, so this would fall in as recommended by the parish. Yeah, so I don't think you would have, again,
Yeah,
you're the
you should
attorney,
do
I'm
it.
not.
You should do it so that I don't have to fix this
See,
later.
There you go. I'm with you now. All right, I'm not seconding the motion, though. I just wanted to make a point that,
All right, so Mr. Broussard, you is back. I have, next Councilman Lloyd Brown.
I second the motion.
Mr. Lloyd Brown seconds, Mr. Michael Landry's motion. And can you restate your motion, Mr. Landry?
I would like to take the parish.
Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would like to take the administration's recommendation, but I want to single out Luba because of the two bids. I just don't know.
I can, let me help and see if this
Ease up.
captures the intent. So this would be an amendment to accept LUBA for workers' compensation as recommended by the registration and presented by Dorsey Insurance Agency.
That's good. I'm good with that.
Good with that, so we'll vote on that amendment.
All right.
Everybody vote your machines
We're voting on the amendment or we're voting
on the amendment, on the LUBA amendment.
Yeah.
Mr. Napier? And that motion fails. So back to the main motion.
Now you gotta name the other company.
Still gotta make
It's the other
I
company.
have, Ms. Councilwoman Natalie Broussard.
Make a motion to amend using the same language recommended by legal, but put Stone Trust instead.
Right, yield back, Ms.
Yeah.
Okay, I have Mr. Brian Napier next. Second it. Mr. Brian Napier seconded. Okay, so we're gonna vote now, vote your machines on the, Ms. Broussard's amendment. And vote your machines. And that motion carries.
All right.
Back to the main motion with the amendment.
Back to the main motion. Let's vote on the main motion with the amendment now. Please vote your machines for final adoption. Mr. Brown? And that motion carries.
All right. Let's move.
All right, next we have summary number 38, introduced by Parish President. Madam Clerk?
A resolution amending the 2025 parish-wide drainage fund budget and the amount of $112,850 to be funded, to fund increased spray areas, also be funded from fund balance previous years.
I have a motion by Councilman Warren Gossian, second by Councilman Michael Landry. Councilman Gossian?
Mr. Richard, is this just for 1 year, or is this be a reoccurring on the budget?
Oh, it's gonna be recurring, but this is for just this year, but it's gonna recur.
Thank you. I yield back.
Yield back. Councilman Michael Landry?
I waive.
Councilman Landry waves. See no other discussion, please vote your machines. And that motion carries. Summary number 39, introduced by Parish President. Madam Clerk?
A resolution amending the 2025 Waterworks District Number 3 fund budget in the amount of $194,940 to recognize additional funding from IETA deriving from interest proceeds from the construction account for the Acadiana Regional Airport Water Treatment Plant construction project.
I have a motion by Councilman Warren Gossian, second by Councilman Brian Napier. Councilman Gossian?
So, waive, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Gossian waves. Councilman Napier?
I'll waive, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Napier waves. Seeing no other discussion, please vote your machines. And that motion carries. Summary number 40, introduced by Warren P. Gossian, Jr., District 5. Madam Clerk?
A resolution requesting the Department of Transportation and Development to install signs prohibiting unmuffled compression brakes at Louisiana Highway 90 and Louisiana Highway 88 roundabout intersections in Iberia Parish.
Have a motion by Councilman Goshenson, a second by Councilman Lloyd Brown. Councilman Goshenson?
So wave.
Councilman Goshenson waives. Councilman Brown?
Wave.
Councilman Brown waives. We have Councilman Dustin Swear.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So Warren, putting the signage up, who we looking at is gonna be enforcing this? Being this could be a parish, this could be a parish-wide ordinance?
No, this is not
Or
an
just a
ordinance,
sign?
this is just a sign request.
Just a
So there's
State
no,
DOT, this is on DOT's, property.
so in other words, so there's no enforcement, in other words, like an
Well, I didn't
ordinance?
say there was no enforcement, I just said,
Just
this
put-
is not an ordinance to enforce it, there's an enforcement there. This is just making awareness.
Okay, all right, cool.
All right.
So awareness, all right.
Councilman Swear, you is back.
Hopefully Councilman Mathurin.
Councilman Scott Ronson up.
We can't control enforcement or not, but the signs we did put on Daspit, they do deter some of the people. Some people actually care. You're not gonna stop everybody. It's kinda like guitars. Yeah. I live in Lowerville.
Mr. Mathurin, you trying to-
How you back?
Councilman Ronson, you is back. Councilman Goshenson?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Just to clarify, Mr. Swear, I remember a couple of years ago, Mr. Richard could tell you, we had a lady that called us and she said, I need a no dumping sign for tires. I need it now. And about 3 days later, we went there and the tires were piled up around the no dumping sign. So I'm not saying you're not right about how effective they are, but it was a request by a couple of people in the area to do this, and I'm just following the request, and hopefully it kind of gives courtesy to those people that live in the area. And look, chat, Mr. Mathurin, I appreciate you being positive about this. You're back, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, you're kind.
Councilman Goshenson, you is back.
All right.
I just want to say that we have an ordinance for it now. There's signs there, so if there's signs there, then the law enforcement can enforce it. So without signs, they can't enforce it, but with the sign, with the ordinance, law enforcement can enforce it. So that's who's going to be enforcing it, it'll be law enforcement.
All right.
All right? Please vote your machines.
Oh, no.
And that motion carries. Mr. Tommy don't want that. Summary number 41, introduced by legal counsel. Madam Clerk.
A resolution reviewing compliance with conditions for the final plat approval of a subdivision of property belonging to Barbara Gadir, located on Romero Road in District 1, to subdivide 13.971 acres of property into 5 lots in compliance with Planning Commission Staff Report PC 2024-0013.
I have a motion by Councilman Chad Mathurin, a second by Councilman Warren Goshenson. Councilman Mathurin?
Yeah, we approved this not too long ago, and I don't know, something got caught up in the wash on it. Matt, you can give us an update on this and if whether or not a recommendation is coming without a recommendation.
Sure. Ian, would you like to explain maybe while we back up with
Sure.
this? Or?
All right, so this is one that was approved by the commission and by the council with the understanding that there was a pre-existing road, but some improvements would be made to that pre-existing road. This is not what the property looks like currently.
No.
They cleaned everything up.
No, it's clean.
They also met with Matt, who they also met with Matt, who
This is what it looks like.
advised that they're gonna
Yes.
met with Matt, who advised that they're going to need to put roadside ditches on the pre-existing road, and also he examined the road to make sure that it wasn't in poor condition. Essentially, we're asking for your blessing for this project to proceed. It's 5 lots. The road has been there since 1983. The owner is making improvements to it, and they've agreed to address the drainage issues that were not previously accounted for. So.
As you can see, is a pretty serious before and after.
Yeah, big serious.
Councilman Mathurin?
Yeah, I just like y'all supporting this so we can get moving forward and let them do what they need to do.
All right.
Thanks.
Good for me.
Councilman Mathurin, you is back. Councilman Goshenson?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a no-brainer here. I mean, when you said roadside ditches, I was under the impression a swell was gonna be put in, correct?
That's what they're planning for, swales along the road, just so if someone develops the property, they don't dump the water in the neighbor. It can get to the roadside ditch and get
Yeah.
out to Romero Road.
Matt, let me ask you for the record, this is a private road, correct?
That is correct.
How we, as the parish, are setting a standard for a private road at this point for development?
Well, the ordinance state if
get
if
it.
someone is developing a private road, they have to build to certain standards. But they also have to, when they certify the final plat, there has to be a maintenance agreement that is recorded in the courthouse with that final plat as well, stating that you guys will not maintain,
Sure.
dump
So-
trucks would not go down, I mean, trash trucks would not go down.
So
and
there's
things of
gonna
that
be
nature.
some subdivides on here,
Yes.
okay? So what happens once these subdivides are sold off? Where is the discretion of who's responsible for what parts of the roads at that point? Is there's some kind of covenanting that's gonna be in here that, I mean, evidently, Ms. Barbara's not gonna, once she sells her property, just hypotheticals, what happens? I mean, everybody has to contribute to that road, correct?
That is correct.
And so that's my thing here is, at what point does that become a civil issue between those who live on that road versus us as the parish government?
Well, I mean, that's more of a legal question,
Well,
but
I mean,
they are,
that's
they're,
just my thing is we're sitting here giving a standard for a private road, but when we say a standard is parish road standard,
Mhm.
right? So what is the standard for a private road?
4 inches of aggregate over soil cemented base,
And what's the width?
24 feet.
Listen to that for a second. 24 feet.
24.
Again, that's my concern at some point. I'm not saying, look, we've got some private roads where we have issues, like in Mr. Pellerin's district, but at some point, that becomes the overreach of government to say, look, man, 24 feet of aggregate here, I mean, it's just, again, but I appreciate all you're doing. I just wanted to clarify that point, because once we approve this, it gets out there and they subdivide and different people purchase these parcels, a lot of things change from that point on. And we've seen that over the years. So, again, at some point, we have to clarify standard, because parish standard and the private standard is two different things, should be two different things. But again, thanks, man, appreciate you. I do support it, by the way. Thank you.
So Gus St. Hughes back. Next, Mr. Brian Napier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So not necessarily about this, just a question in general about planning and zoning. Last meeting, we met a lady that's the new planning and zoning director. Has she started?
She started, yes. She sure did.
Is she here?
Actually, I thought she was gonna be here tonight. I don't have a clue why
So,
she's not here.
Look, I know last week she probably wasn't on the payroll.
Actually, I can tell you why she's not here. My bad, because I spoke to her earlier. What we're talking about right now in planning and zoning, we kept Matt. We actually had a meeting on yesterday with Matt and her, and he's gonna continue to do this job for the next month or two. So even if she was here right now, she can't explain anything to you.
No, but my point being, and this is just me personally, last week in committee, we had several planning and zoning with the towers and all that, that, you know, I would have liked to see her here to see how we react to things. Same thing like
I can assure you, she'll
same
be
thing
here.
like tonight, she could be here even though Matt's
Right.
to see. I would have just liked to have
I
seen
can assure
that.
you
That's
she'll
just
be
my
at the
opinion.
others.
She was here last week.
She was here last week, but I can assure you she'll
But-
be here.
but-
She didn't
but
say
she
the
left.
committee. Okay,
She
didn't say
left when it got kind of
I'll
crazy
make-
with the towers and all that.
I can assure you
And
she'll be
I'd
at
like to,
those.
it's just to her to
Not
see
a
how we
problem.
react to things. It'd be
Not a
good
problem.
to see her here.
Don't be in a hurry, Matt.
No, I'm not trying to get rid of you, Matt. No,
No.
stay as long as you want.
No problem.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Mr.
You're
Richard.
back, Mr.
All right.
Napier.
Are you back?
Mr. Napier, you is back. Next, we have Councilman Kamen Crapel.
I just want to say if Miss Barbara wants to buy some more land, I'll take her around District 13. I got a few lots we could maybe fix up.
Mr. Crapel, you is back. Seeing no further discussion, please vote your machines. That motion carries. Next, we have summary number 42, introduced by Regional Planning Commission. Madam Clerk.
A resolution granting preliminary and final plat approval to a subdivision of property belonging to Wendy Poirier located at 3708 Number 6 Commercial Drive, Iberia Parish in District 13, to subdivide 1.457 acres of property into 4 lots for residential use, subject to compliance with Planning Commission Staff Report, PC 2024-0018, all as reviewed and recommended by the Iberia Parish Regional Planning Commission.
All right, I have a motion by Councilman Cameron Capel, a second by Councilman Brock Pellerin. Councilman Capel?
Maybe Matt can maybe give us a little rundown on this one.
Yeah, so this is at the Port of Iberia. It's fairly straightforward. They divide up into 4 lots. They did have to do some minor adjustments on the property lines. This is one that the commission granted a right-of-way to access the back properties because flag properties were not an option. Pretty straightforward subdivision in a sense. Other than the right-of-way, I know the commission is trying to lean away from the right-of-ways in the future, but this is one that I don't think you could have gotten around that.
Wait.
Councilman Capel, yields back. Councilman Brock Pellerin?
Yeah, I'm good, but Matt, thank you for stepping up and doing this job.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
I yield back.
Councilman Pellerin yields back. Seeing no other discussion, please vote your machines. That motion carries. All right, unfortunately, we have a couple of expansions. Number 1, discuss and consider a motion to expand the agenda to discuss and consider the following items. Summary number 44, introduced by Parish President. Madam Clerk.
A resolution amending the 2025 general fund budget to appropriate funding for overtime salaries and related expenditures for employees working during the Arctic snow event that occurred January 21st through January 23rd, 2025, all to be funded from fund balance previous years. The purpose of this expansion is to expedite payment of overtime salaries and related expenditures for employees working during the Arctic snow event.
What's wrong?
Okay, I need a motion to go into public hearing. I have a motion by Mr. Scott Ronson, second by Michael Landry. Please vote your machines to go into public hearing.
Yeah, motion to delete.
Agasha Sam, Napier. All right, we're now in the public session. This motion carries. Seeing no other.
What?
Motion carries.
Yeah, but this isn't correct, because it's saying a resolution amending the 2025 general fund. These dollars are coming from every fund, whether it's gonna be Public Works,
There's multiple ones.
yeah, it's right. So I just wanna make everyone aware that it's not just general fund.
Any other public comments? Seeing and hearing none, please vote your machines to go back into regular session. All right, we're now back in regular session. I need a motion to expand the agenda. I have a motion by Scott Ronson, second by Marcus Broussard. Please vote your machines to expand the agenda. That motion carries. Now I need a motion to suspend the rules. I have a motion by Michael Landry. I have a second by Marcus Broussard. Please vote to suspend the rules. Mr. Ronson? All right, the rules are suspended. Now I need a motion to vote on the item. I have a motion by Brock Pellerin. Need a second by Scott Ronson. Councilman Pellerin?
Yeah, do we need to, make, amendment to this to say various funds?
You can. I would recommend that. It's actually correct in the resolution. That's my mistake that I didn't update the caption for the summary. So I apologize to everybody for that.
So various funds?
Yeah, I would just amend it as a resolution to authorize funding for overtime salaries and related expenditures and just take out the 2025 general fund budget.
Yeah, I'd like to make an amendment, take out the 2025 general fund and.
We'll hold your amendment. There we go. We'll check with the second. You yield back now.
Yep, yield back.
Mr. Scott Ronson?
Just for the general public to understand that we're trying to get away from comp time right here is what it is, and we're trying to, if you incur the cost, let's go ahead and cover the cost instead of kicking it down the road, and then the next administration has to deal with it. It might be 8, 10, 12 years down the road, so. And it snowballs, pun intended, Ms. Broussard. But I'm totally in favor of this going forward also. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Rossiter, you was back. Councilman Warren Gusherson.
President Reshore, just a question for you. Y'all stipulated in here as jail. Is that jail coming from royalty funding? And y'all just stipulated as jail in the line item?
That'd be general fund royalty, yeah.
Royalty? Okay.
If you have some left in royalty, but yeah.
We do fund some of the operational
Right.
usage from.
Right.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Gusherson, you was back. Councilman Brian Napier.
So, just so, I'm totally in favor for everything that went on, but just first, if anybody's watching, if you could explain, I know these are not all hourly people. Some are
No.
salary, right?
Yes, and
But,
first,
it's in our policy that, because a lot of companies, if you're on salary, you don't get,
right.
right?
and-
You don't get
yeah,
the overtime. So
Exactly,
if
and
you
what's
could-
gonna happen right here, Brian, we're really doing this because some of this money is actually gonna be, a percentage of it is gonna come back to parish government from like FEMA, from the federal government. So when you're in a declaration, when you're declaring an emergency for something, you're trying to get employees to work. And you have to have some kind of incentive to get employees to work. So that's what Scott was alluding to earlier. We're gonna be coming back to you to change a portion of our personnel policy, to where I won't have to come back to you every time this is taking place.
Correct.
But this thing here, we got $17,000 worth of expenses that actually took place as far as overtime. And you're dealing with everybody. You're dealing with the airport, rabies control, sewer, water, security, maintenance, the whole 9 yards. So some of these dollars that we have right here, that out of that 17,000 is gonna, hopefully, we get some reimbursement back.
Cool.
But we have to keep track with everything that's going on.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And everyone is entitled to that, except me,
Yeah.
of course, in the event of an emergency.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Councilman Napier, you was back. I have Councilman Brock Pellerin, that has an amendment.
Yeah, I'd like to make an amendment to take out,
It works, Brock.
I'd like to make an amendment to take out 2025 general fund budget and include just various funds, if that's okay with you.
That's fine, that'll accomplish what we're, just to clarify that the caption is not correct, that
Right.
this money is coming from all the various funds where it would normally come from.
I have a second by Mr. Ronsonet on that amendment.
Do previous year fund balance on there, because some of these fund balances could have, I mean, if we talking right now currently, some of these fund balances could have some issues with it. Do previous year fund balances on there, just in case.
Previous,
Because
yeah.
all they put was funded from fund balance. Fund balance of what?
Previous.
Please
year
restate your,
fund
restate your amendment for the clerks, how you want it.
He's got previous years.
balance. I thought it did.
Not on the resolution, it's not. Read it here, it says all to be funded from fund balance.
Previous years.
Right, but when he's doing the stipulation of previous year fund balance line items. That's good. He's
All
gonna
right.
reset it already.
All right. We'll vote on this amendment. Please vote your machines on this amendment. That amendment passes. Now please vote your machines on the amendment plus the main motion. Please vote your machines. That motion carries.
That's it.
On to expansion two. Number one, discuss and consider a motion to expand the agenda to discuss and consider the following items. Summary number 45, introduced by Parish President. Madam Clerk.
A resolution authorizing the parish president to execute an act to accept the donation of a road right-of-way for the Grand Prairie Road and Jefferson Island Highway 675 intersection improvement project. The purpose of this expansion is to expedite the act of donation of the road right-of-way for the Grand Prairie Road and Jefferson Island Highway 675 intersection improvement project as this matter is time sensitive. Note, a motion to suspend the rules is needed as this item was not considered by the joint committee.
I need a motion to go into public comments. I have a motion by Mr. Garcia, a second by Mr. Landry. Please vote your machines to go into public comments.
I think you got that one yesterday from Finston.
Mr. Mathurin. That motion carries. We are now into public comments. Seeing and hearing any public comments, I need a motion to go back into regular session. I have a motion by Michael Landry, a second by Cayman Capel. Please vote your machines to go back into regular session. That motion carries. We are now back in regular session. Now I need a motion to expand the agenda. I have a motion by Michael Landry. I need a second by Marcus Broussard. Please vote your machines to expand the agenda. That motion carries. The agenda is expanded. Now I need a motion to suspend the rules. I have a motion by Michael Landry. I need a second. A second by Scott Ronsonet. Please vote your machines to suspend the rules. That motion carries. Rules are suspended. Now I need a motion to open up summary number 45. I have a motion by Michael Landry. Need a second by Marcus Broussard. Mr. Landry?
I'd like to get the council, everyone, to support this one. First Solar's probably gonna be coming on pretty soon, so we need to do what we can to widen that road
Yeah.
and everything, so.
And we ain't paying for
And it's a donation. I'm good, Mr. Chairman.
We're not paying.
Right, Mr. Landry, yours back. Mr. Broussard?
Yeah, just if Mr. Larry could maybe explain a little bit more about what's going on.
Okay.
I think that'd be sufficient.
The warehouse that First Solar, that Ambrose is actually building. It's a warehouse being built by Ambrose for First Solar. What I'm trying to avoid is when your 18-wheelers are gonna be going to that location, the intersection is really small. So Ambrose had to go and purchase, didn't have to, but Ambrose purchased some property, as you see, to where they're gonna build and widen that particular road where it intersects with 675 and Prairie Road at their expense. So they basically what they're trying to do with us is donate us the property that they
Right.
purchased, and then they're gonna make the road improvements. So for huh?
That's where Daxit came.
That's exactly right. And we just received this on yesterday. Ian got the email from Dax yesterday, I think, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why it's an expansion.
That's why it's an expansion. So we're trying to get this stuff done. Just so y'all, give y'all a little update on what's going on with First Solar really, really quick, is they're gonna be working out of a portion of First Solar building, the manufacturing of the facility, probably in April. And they're expect to be completed, everything is picked up now. They're really ahead of schedule, so they may be done by October. They're doing serious hiring. They've been interviewing, matter of fact, today they were still interviewing at SLCC or the community college, so they're moving along very, very quickly. So this is just a deal where we basically receiving a donation from Ambrose for a road, for much wider right away, and they're gonna build a road, and we're gonna take the road as parish property. That's all it is.
Just curious too, to add on, how far back does the road improvements go toward
What I'm
the
trying
highway?
to do is, I don't know if you've been there yet, they have like 2 driveways. So when you first turn off of 675 onto
Grand Prairie?
Grand Prairie Road, I'm trying to get them to go back almost to that second driveway. I wish I can get them to go farther, widen it up, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. If anything happens right there, we may have to pay for that ourselves.
There's a bridge as well right there too, right?
On
Is
the
that-
bridge as well, we're not going that far. They're not going that far.
Okay.
No, they're definitely not going that far. They're giving money, they spending money, but I don't think they can do that.
They're paying for that.
And the next thing is, since we're talking about that road is actually in pretty good condition. The problem I have with that road is that the road is not super wide. And if you're gonna have 18-wheelers traveling down that road, we may have to look at widening up that road a little bit. So that's where we're at. Yep. It's very narrow. Yep.
Okay.
Anything else,
Broussard?
Marcus?
No, that's it. Just a little more enlightenment on what's going on.
Yield back, Mr. Broussard?
Yeah, I'm good.
Mr. Broussard, you is back. Seeing no further discussion, please vote your machine, summary number 45.
Uh-oh.
Ryan?
That wasn't me, huh?
Mr. Napier? And that motion carries. Next, we have ordinance introduced for publication. There is none. Next council meeting is March 12th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Please visit the Iberia Parish Government website to complete the stormwater management survey and view adjudicated properties through our civic source. All Iberia Parish Council and Joint Committee meetings can be viewed live during scheduled meetings on the Iberia Parish Government website. I need a motion to adjourn. Have a motion by Kamen Capel. Second by Mr. Gachassin. Please vote your machines to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, now you on.
Okay.
Good job, Chad.
Mr. Napier.
Let them vote no.
Meeting adjourned.
No,
I now call the Joint Committee meeting to order. The time is 7:49. Everybody get to your seats.
All right, get to your seats.
The time is 7:49. It's February 26, 2025. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Tommy Pollard. Here. Michael Landry. Marcus Broussard.
All that.
Lloyd Brown.
Here.
Warren Gachassin. Here, wait. Natalie Broussard. Dustin Swear. James Trahan.
Here.
Scott Ronsonet. Brock Pellerin. Brian Napier. Lady Fontanet Brown. Kamen Capel. And Chad Macherin.
It's these like that.
We have 13 members in the quorum. I need a motion to go into public comments. I have a motion by Mr. Brian Napier, a second by Tommy Pollard. Please vote your machines to go into public comments. We are now in public comments. Number one, Madam Clerk.
Comments from the general public on agenda items.
Right. Seeing none, hearing none. Item number two, Madam Clerk.
Comments from the general public on non-agenda items.
All right. Seeing none, hearing none. I need a motion to go back into regular session. I have a motion by Mr. Napier, a second by Ms. Broussard. Please vote your machines to go back into regular session.
Somebody did it for you.
Mr. Napier, Mr. Swear. All right, we're now back into regular session. We have the minutes from the regular joint committee meeting of February 19th, 2025. I have a motion by Michael Landry, second by Warren Gachassin. Seeing no discussion on the minutes, please vote your machines to accept the minutes. Too late. That motion carries. Next, we're off to Public Works Committee with our chairman, Kamen Capel.
Go ahead.
I now call the Public Works Committee to order. Time is 7:53. Item number one, introduced by Lloyd Brown, District 4, and Warren P. Gachassin Jr., District 5. Madam Clerk.
Discuss and consider a resolution dedicating the courthouse annex building in the name of Errol Romo Romero and recognition of his service as Iberia Parish President, member of Iberia Parish Police Jury, Iberia Parish Sheriff, and Louisiana State Representative.
I need a motion and a second. I got a motion by Councilman Landry, seconded by Councilman Gachassin. Councilman Landry waves. And I'm coming to you.
That's all right.
I'll waive too, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Gachassin waves.
Speaks for itself.
Coming to you.
I knew it was coming.
Councilman Napier.
So, Neither one of y'all wanna speak on this? I don't know if it speaks for itself. So this came up before about the Veterans Building, if y'all remember right. And people wasn't too happy about that, from what I remember. My thing is, there's a lot of elected officials that have done a lot of things for Iberia Parish, for the city, for the state, that don't have their names on buildings. I don't get this one. That's why I was hoping somebody would explain it to me, because it doesn't stand on its own to me. And also, if y'all remember, we got sued by Mr. Romero. I personally can't support this, but I wish somebody would say why Mr. Romero needs to have his name on a building because he was an elected official. It doesn't hold no weight with me, but I'm good for now, Mr. Chairman. I may say some more later.
All right, Councilman Napier waves back. Councilman Trump.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna kind of lean back on Ian. So I think we'd have to have an amendment, if I'm not mistaken, that the name cannot go in a building until Mr. Romero be deceased. That's a state statute law, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Ian can clear that up for us. Is that
That's
correct?
what I was just thinking, because I couldn't recall it, whether it would apply to our local ordinances or if it's only restricted to state property, like on the state level, but I can definitely check for that.
Okay.
And that's, if you defer to committee, I could check before the next meeting, or if you move it forward, I could check before the next final adoption vote.
I think that needs to be cleared up before we pass it for final, for sure.
Yeah.
To make sure
Okay.
we do the right thing.
Let's just move it. That's good.
So I'm good, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Trahan waves back. Councilman Peller.
Yes, I just kind of looked into this law recently with the whole, one they just did for Mr. Dewey. And the way it states is the statute prohibits naming of any public building which is built, constructed, and maintained in whole or part with public funds in any honor of any living person. However, this office has previously determined that a portion of the building may be named in honor of a living person without violating former Louisiana Revised Statute 14-136. That's the way it states. I just kind of look at this when the whole building with Mr. Dewey. So
Okay, same thing.
I don't think, I'm not a lawyer, but
See that Holiday Inn
I do think that, this is pretty cut and dry, that we can't do it.
It just have to be, like you mentioned, just talking about,
Not,
once a person passes away.
yeah,
you
then
can
it
put
would
it in
be.
honor.
In honor. That's all.
I yield back.
We're not putting it on the bill.
All right, Councilman Peller yields back. Councilwoman Broussard.
I'm looking at the red, y'all are trying to dedicate the building in the name of Romo Romero, and that is prohibited by 42-267. And the statute further says that anybody who's in charge of the building has to destroy, remove, anything that shows that the building is named in honor of any living person. I think it takes a legislative act to make an exception to that law. So you can't name it after a living person and just not put any signage up until they're deceased. The statute prohibits it completely.
Right.
See, basically, you could pass a resolution per
In
se,
his
but
name.
the name wouldn't go up there until after he deceased.
No, that's not what the statute says. The
That's what I
statute
think.
says you cannot name a public building in honor of a living person.
That's right.
And if you do, whoever's in charge of that building has to remove any signs or anything that is put up in that sense. and then someone can sue us to stop it.
Like I said, I didn't read this statute or
Yes.
read case law prior to this, so I'm gonna be more useful next time. That's the best I can put it.
I would offer a substitute motion to table it until legal can look at
No,
it.
let's move it.
Let me ask you a
Let's
question.
move
Would
it.
you have the information in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, then you just move it and make
Let's
that
move it,
decision next
move
week,
it.
in the
If
next
it's-
meeting.
If it's not right, we take it off.
I mean, if it's as simple as
Huh?
Natalie's saying, then it is. And if it's a little more nuanced, then I'll be able to say, this is why it might be different.
I know they're in the
that's all there is
process
to
of
it.
getting a legislative act
Let's
to do the building with regard to Bo Dewey. So it takes a legislative act to do it.
Right. Let's just move it. That's all.
The crime lab.
Yeah, the crime lab. Did that
You wanna
a few weeks ago.
Hold
I
that
made a motion to table it.
Okay, we'll hold your motion. I have, two others. Councilman Trumbull?
Yeah, I just want to make a statement that some of y'all might know, might not know, and I thought it was very interesting when I checked into it, and when we named the building after Mr. Dewey. The reason why this state law has come into effect, because years ago, they named a building after someone that was still living, and the person ended up going to prison.
Oh, Lord.
So that's the reason why this state statute law came about, which I thought was very interesting, just to share with y'all.
Yeah.
So I yield back, sir.
All right, Councilman Gotchison?
Mr. Chairman, there's no appropriations in here putting Mr. Romero's name on the building. It's just dedicating it this time. When he does pass away,
Okay.
there'll be a resolution at that time. Whoever's on the council
Right.
can go ahead and spend money to put his name on the building.
Right.
I mean, we don't have to make a big political move over
That's
this. I
right.
know some of us are trying to, but again, at the end of the day, it's just dedicating the building in his name. So again, let's keep it to what we're here for.
Right.
Just, if you, either you want it, you don't want it, but it doesn't have to be political.
Yeah, we're out the line.
I never said you, Mr.
All right.
If I said Mr. then I would say Mr. Nate.
You wait back, So I have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Broussard, if you want to state your motion.
I move to table it until
No.
after legal can research.
No.
All right, I need a second on that motion. I have a second by Councilman Napier. And we'll vote on that motion.
Wait. Mine, wait.
It don't matter.
And that motion fails. All right, now
Mike.
I need a motion and a second.
We still go back to the main motion.
Okay. So I had a motion. Who is the?
It doesn't matter, it's open already.
Doesn't matter. All right, we'll vote our machines on the main motion.
Yeah, that's the one, Mike. Wait up. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Wait, no. Hold
And that motion passes.
on. Wait.
Oh, it fails?
Wait.
Tommy Paul.
Hold
That
on.
motion fails.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute.
You need
Wait.
Need eight.
Wait.
to pass,
Wait. Where's my vote? That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to do it. It don't want to go.
Then it passes, was wrong.
That's what I'm saying. I can't.
So we have to call for another vote, right?
Yes.
I don't know why.
All right. I need a
Let's see the
No,
seating
all
chart.
right.
Are the names?
Ready?
Just a
chances
second.
of that, huh?
Yeah, this
Killing
one
me.
is
Yeah,
open.
the
So
Mr.
Mr. Brown should be
Attention,
right
Mr.
here.
Brown was paying attention more than I was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was paying attention.
All right, now we'll call the vote again on the main motion.
Okay. Let's see. Now it's working.
Councilwoman Broussard? And that motion passes.
We gave some.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Got some of that, some turncoats.
Whoa.
Turncoats.
I voted no.
You did.
That's all right. We give it to you.
He voted no, Brian voted
I
no.
was no.
Right.
Yeah, there's 3 no's.
Yeah.
It was on there.
All right. Item number 2. introduced by Regional Zoning Commission. Madam Clerk?
An ordinance authorizing the abandonment of an unconstructed road right-of-way for a property belonging to Brent Delahousie,
Come on.
located between
Let's
306
move.
Interlead Road.
I pressed next, so if you pull the board back elected, that I voted.
Can I go back to that?
It did say you voted
I don't
yes.
think we can
Natalie.
go back.
The record to reflect that I voted.
Okay, because it did
Madam
say
Chair,
yes.
Madam Chair, point of order, Mr. Chairman, point of order. If she wants to change her vote, then she needs to reconsider the vote. We've already passed it, we are on the next agenda
We
item.
just wanna see, because of these machines on, I just wanna see maybe.
I don't need a revote, it can still pass even if I voted.
She,
No.
That's the point of the machines.
I just want the record to reflect that I voted.
Okay.
The
And I wanna see
machine was
if I did.
green.
You
If
did,
I-
you
if I'm
did,
understanding
Brian.
right, it was 10-3 if they
Brian,
clarify.
Brian.
Y'all did it.
Okay, I just wanna make sure.
me and Natalie.
No, Natalie had
voted
voted
no,
yay.
and they only showed it as three.
It was 10-3.
But Natalie had pressed yay.
So we can't look at it.
Well, we can't look at it.
I don't think you can pull it up, huh?
Oh, you can't, oh, wow.
No.
Y'all,
We can
Oh.
pull it up in the video, but
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Well, but
Yeah.
you made your point, we all made our point.
Yeah.
There was four
All right.
camera, there was four against it.
That's not true, there was 3.
Well, there's four now. Brock, Dustin.
All right. Let's get back to the,
all right, let's go, let's move.
Y'all wanna vote again? Y'all wanna go back to that item? and vote?
No, I don't want my
You
name.
can.
no, no, that's good. All right, I'll start
Move
over for you.
on, let's move on.
All right, item number 2, introduced by Regional Zoning Commission. Madam Clerk?
An ordinance authorizing the abandonment of unconstructed road right-of-way for property belonging to Brent Delahousie, located between 306 Interlude Road and 312 Interlude Road, District 11, all as approved by the Iberia Parish Regional Zoning Commission Staff Report, ZC 2025-0002.
All right, I got a motion by Councilman Pellerin, second by Councilman Napier. Councilman Pellerin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Matt, I don't think this was approved by the planning commission,
No,
right?
this was actually tabled at the last meeting, and it's up for discussion again, at next meeting on March 17th.
Can I make a motion, just delete it?
Either way, if you could either delete or defer it after.
They didn't just, it's gotta go back in front of zoning next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we put it back on for the next meeting?
Well, we
No,
gotta wait.
it's not gonna go
We gotta
till,
wait.
to, March,
It would have to be the
March 17th.
meeting after, right?
We just gonna
Well, it would
delete
be
it.
the meeting after March 12th.
But we could wait till we get.
So it would be the meeting after March 12th, because planning and zoning meets,
On the 17th,
yeah,
sir.
okay.
But if I'm correct, Ian, if it's going back to zoning and planning
Let's just wait.
and they approve it, we still gotta go through the publication process. We can't just bring it back up, am I correct?
That's what I would lean towards, not even giving you a 100%
delete it.
answer. I think that you could delete this and then republish
wait.
after you get notice from the planning commission that it was either passed, not passed, you know? That way we don't have another thing that gets published unnecessarily, waste of money.
I'll make a motion to delete
All right.
when I'm in order.
So we'll hold that motion. Councilman Napier?
Matt, so this is my district, I know this guy, I know exactly what, this was a actual road that was gonna be built if there was gonna be a subdivision behind it. All of the people around have been notified to go to that meeting? 'Cause I don't want the same thing to happen.
No, the lady behind, I forget her name, Miss Amy, I think it was not notified on the initial notification, but she was at the meeting, so we made sure that for the next meeting, she has been notified going forward. But she was there to address our
Comment.
comment and show opposition to the movement.
Yeah, okay, I just wanted to make sure of that. Okay, thank you, man.
All
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Napier waves back. Parish President has a comment.
I received a phone call today from Miss Watkins, and she is more than likely going to be, she's out of state right now, and she's going to be here for the, whenever it's going to be presented to the council. I don't know if she's going to be down when they have the hearing, or when it's go to permit planning and zoning commission meeting, but she's gonna be here for the council meeting. And she was thinking it was gonna be on the 12th, but now we have no idea when it's gonna be. So, we need to make sure we contact her before the commission meeting. Okay?
All right. Councilman
On the
Trump?
record.
Yeah, we need to make sure on the whatever date we put it for, because, before the meeting, our clerk, Ms. Carey, and I looked on the agenda that they have online for the meeting, and that's not on it. So I don't know if if it's gonna make it for their next meeting or not.
Ms.
Is that
Agnes
correct? Is that
addressed
what we
that
seen,
this
Ms.
afternoon.
Carey?
Excuse me.
That's what we seen, correct? It's not on, even on the agenda for the next meeting.
That had been addressed this afternoon. Ms. Agnes was modifying that agenda to get it on that,
So the
the
agenda's
next
not
meeting.
closed out?
Not to my knowledge. She said she was gonna be able to adjust it, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, can you please have her send, the revised, agenda to me? So we can, because that agenda has been posted on the parish website already. We'll have to replace it. Okay.
All right, Councilman Trump waves back. Councilman Peller?
Yeah, just to touch on a little bit, I don't know if y'all remember, we went through some of these already. Well, not me, I was in planning and zoning, but on Candle Glow, on these bump outs right here, so, but if I'm in order, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to delete.
All right, got a motion by Councilman Peller to delete item number 2. I need got a second by Councilman Landry. And everyone vote their machines. Councilwoman Broussard? And that motion passes. All right, item number 3, introduced by Parish President. Madam Clerk?
Discuss and consider a resolution amending resolution number 2025-17, adopted January 29th, 2025, which requests administration to overlay Lewis Street from the city limits line to the start of the state portion of Lewis Street, all to be funded from Admiral Doyle Lewis Street widening project, state project number H013522, federal aid project number H011522, previously approved by resolution number 2019-02 of the Iberia Parish Council.
All right, I got a motion by Councilman Gotcherson, second by Councilman Trump. Councilman Gotcherson?
Mr. Chairman, when time is right, I'd like to come back and make a motion to amend. I yield back.
All right. Councilman Trump?
Yeah, I'm away, but I just want to make a statement that this is big for us. I think if we can get this going, it'd be the first smell of asphalt we have in the air in a very long time.
You know, wow.
So
Since
I can't wait to smell the hot asphalt when I pass in my
Ain't gonna know
truck.
what it is.
All right.
I'll wave back, sir.
We did Innovation Boulevard.
It's not state. Go to the next one.
We did Innovation Boulevard.
Councilwoman Broussard?
Yeah, Larry, can you tell me what is proposed in this project compared to what, has been
Okay, first of all.
in the works?
First of all, the language is all the way wrong. You're gonna have to remove where it said all to be funded from Admiral, Lewis Street, widening project number, all of that good stuff. That's all need to be removed. We're definitely not removing the project at the widening project that's taking place at the intersection of Lewis Street and Admiral. What it should say here is all to be funded from, as Councilman Chairman, still saying Chairman, Warren is gonna mention in a little bit what he's gonna do. This is gonna be coming from the TIF district. So it have nothing to do with removing the project that we're doing at the intersection of Admiral Doyle.
So this is not the project that the MPO is supposed to be paying
Absolutely
for?
not, no.
This is a different part
Totally different.
of the road?
Yes, ma'am.
I just didn't want to be spending $1.3 million overlaying
Oh,
a
no.
section that the state's coming in
No,
and going to be redoing when they widen
not
it.
at all. This is like, if you familiar with, I think the name of the company is Myers Welding or something like that, right behind Rouse's. And it's gonna go all the way on the parish property, all the way until you get to where the state property starts, somewhere around, maybe the skating ring around the, service station area in there.
Because, I mean, originally we wanted to widen that for, but that project has been reduced,
Exactly.
correct?
Exactly.
I just wanted to make sure everybody understood
And
that.
I was gonna actually, I'm pretty sure Councilman, Gotcha was gonna say the same thing, but this has nothing to do with that intersection at all. The intersection project is still moving forward.
All right, Councilwoman Broussard, you,
Nope.
yields back. Councilman Gotcha had an amendment. If you want to state your amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, just before I state the motion to amend, we did pass this resolution as stated in 2025-17. And within that, we just never did an appropriations part of it. But it did state that it was from previous year fund balance. I'm not sure where some of them were getting grouped up with this project, but at no time the last amendment that we passed had anything to do with the widening program. But I'd like to make a motion to amend, to strike everything that says all to be funded from Amador Lewis Street and moving forward, and just add the portion of amending the resolution to $1.3 million in accordance with 2025-17.
All right, I got a, is that a second by Councilman Tron?
Second, yes, sir. Waive.
And the fund is
From previous year fund balance.
TIF district. Right.
All right.
Economic Development District.
Economic development.
Seeing no other discussion, we'll vote on the amendment.
Just for clarification, it is coming from Economic Development District number 1.
Yeah.
And the amendment passes. Well, we got to vote on the main motion, right? Now we'll vote on the main motion with the amendment.
Got it?
Councilwoman Broussard, Councilman Rossini.
Is that it? We done?
And that motion passes. I got a motion by Councilman Gotcha to adjourn and a second by Councilman Broussard. Vote your machines. Councilwoman Broussard, Councilman Rossini. And that motion passes. Public committee meeting is now adjourned.